Okay, so why do we want reference angles? What's the point? Okay, so the point is that all trig functions of an angle theta have the same value as the trig function of its reference angle, but only the sign, so plus or minus, could be different. So what this means is, in the last example that we did here was the example, okay? If we wanted to find the sine of 79, well, quadrant 1 doesn't matter. Sine of 79 is going to be 79, okay? If we wanted to find the sine of 122, we could just find the sine of 58 and then maybe change the sign according to the quadrant that we're in. Remember, we use all students take calculus to figure out if it's going to be positive or negative. So the sine of the sign is positive here, so the sine of 122 is the same as the sine of 58, and it's going to be positive. It is much easier to find the sine and the cosine and the tangent and the cosecant and the secant and the cotangent of smaller angles. So the reason why we use this is because it's a lot easier to say sine of 79, sine of 58, sine of 15, sine of 60 than it is to say sine of the bigger numbers, especially if you're not using your calculator. So that's the reason why we use that. Did that answer your question? So, if they ask you, for example, and this is especially where it's important, find the exact value. So, exact value means no decimals. Yep.
What does that say next to in the paragraph? Like in the second line?
The same?
But only the, no.
But only the sign. And then positive or negative could be different. Okay, so if it says find the exact value, it means no negatives. Okay, so let's say it says find the exact value of cosine 240 degrees. So in this case, you would not be able to use a calculator because there's no decimals. So what I'm going to do first is find the reference angle. So I'm going to ask myself 240. What quadrant is 240 in? It's in the third quadrant, okay? So in the third quadrant, what do I do to find my reference angle? So you say, you don't subtract it from 270. You say the angle minus 180, okay? So that's going to give me 240 minus 180. Which is what? Which is 60. How can you find the cosine of 60 without the chart? Without using a calculator, you can use the chart. That's why the chart is so important, and you have to know it. So remember, the chart was this. And it told from 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. That's why I didn't go past 90, because now when you have reference angle, there's no need to. So it was 0, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, 1, and then 1, square root of 3 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, 1/2, 0. If you still don't understand how to do the chart, I've shown it to you like a few times. You should be able to go back on the videos and see it. Okay? So, cosine of 60. So I'm going to look at cosine of 60. Cosine of 60 is here. So 1/2. My answer is 1/2. However, it says all trig functions of an angle have the same value as the trig function of its reference angle, but only the sign, so positive or negative, could be different. So let's look. We said ours was going to be in the third quadrant, right? In the third quadrant, we have T. T is positive. What does T stand for? Tangent. Tangent or cotangent are going to be positive. So this is cosine, so what do I need to put in front of this? Is it going to be positive or negative? Because I'm in the third quadrant and only tangent is positive, so that means this has to be negative, so I put a negative.